This 2-mile racetrack, you can run 4 wide here. He's going to get about 3 or 4 at one whack here, it looks like. He just drives that thing down in there. But the car, you know, you can see it wiggle a little bit, but it sticks, and he's able to pick that throttle up and stay in it.
He catches it with the gas. A lot of these guys catch it with the steering wheel. I think he just catches it with the gas, mats it, and straightens it up.
David Gilliland, who gained a lot of spots on pit road during that last stop, surrendering 5th place to Casey Kane.
Well, our old buddy Matt Kenseth, he's got his hands full right here in the 17 car, fighting for 21st position.
Of course, Matt had to hit pit road back on lap 10 because his car was overheating, had to come to pit road under green, went a lap down, then got the free pass when the caution came out.
Oh, it's way too early to talk about Matt Kenseth. Check back in about another 100 laps from now.
Defending and 2-time champ. Now keep an eye on the 7 of Robbie Gordon, because he likes that car loose, and boy is it. He's running in 19th place. His off-road racing shop is just down the road, about 20 minutes from California Speedway. And he held a little bit of a gathering there yesterday.
And he was going to be down at that shop if they didn't tighten that thing up a little bit. I think it's wiggling. But Robbie's another one of those guys that everybody in the garage will tell you, incredible car control. And there he is up there just sliding all over the place. Whatever adjustments he made on his last stop, I bet he'd like to undo those.
And right in the middle, that white car, Travis Kvapil, the Yates Racing Team, unsponsored here at California and looking for a sponsor to continue this season with the 28.
Brian Vickers in that 83 car, he was all the way on the apron that time through turn 3 and 4, below the white line.
Kvapil had a pretty good run here in the Craftsman truck race yesterday, finished in the top 10.
50 laps, 100 miles complete, as Martin Truex goes after Tony Stewart for 10th.
You know, I watched Stewart at Daytona in the nationwide race on Saturday. Car didn't handle too good, fell back, got him fixed up, won the race. Did the same thing in the 500, didn't handle too good, fell back, got him fixed up, was up there fighting for a win when it was over with.
There goes that 2 car we've been talking about, Kurt Busch. He gets by David Reagan in the 6 car, and he's working now on Tony Stewart in the 20.
And here comes the green machine, Kyle Busch. Rowdy Busch, it says on his Craftsman truck that he won with yesterday.
I don't know if he's got any rowdy friends today, but he certainly is.
Yeah, less than 30 laps ago, he restarted this race back in 37th, and now he's just about to work his way. He's in the top 15, working toward the top 10.
Somebody texted me and said, DW, y'all sure did talk about Kyle Busch a lot. I said, well, you know, there's a difference of being in the show or being the show, and he was the show.
Led the most laps in the Daytona 500. But now he's got a pitched battle here as the 2 of Kurt Busch goes after Truex, with Stewart right there, and Gilliland, David Reagan in the 6, and Busch on the bottom.
And I get a feeling right now that David Gilliland is paying the price. You saw how much ground he made up on that pit stop. That Cully Barraclaw, his crew chief, went with just 2 right side tires. He's definitely paying the price now for it.
I think those are the kinds of things, Larry, that you do when you have to, not when you, if you have an option, you just don't want to do that. When you have to do it, that's different.
Right, and you have to have a very good handling race car to even be able to pull it off.
Maybe late in the race, track position or whatever, it might be worth doing, but right now you go with the safest bet.
Meanwhile, back up front, Carl Edwards holding station in 2nd place behind Jeff Gordon. Krista?
Mike, you'll like this one. Carl Edwards got on the radio and said, hey, my car is, and then the radio kind of cut out. His crew chief, Bob Osborne, said, Carl, did you say the car is good? Carl said, yeah, it's good.
Oh, good. Well, he's staying pretty close to Jeff Gordon, I can tell you that. And where I think he's going to shine, based on what people told me, was as they go along, and the longer the run is, the closer to Jeff Gordon he's going to get, I believe.
Slow car coming off the corner. That's one of the Haas automation machines. I believe that's the 70 of Jeremy Mayfield. Down to the apron.
Yeah, Jeremy is running back in the 38th position.
No, he's got a flat right rear tire, guys. He's piece of rubber comes flying out from underneath there, and a piece of that's the crush panel up inside the wheel well. That might precipitate a caution.
No indication as of yet as Mayfield makes his way around to pit road. Let's check with, and here it is. Yellow flag. Steve?
Guys, listen to Jimmy Johnson. He said the balance on this 48 is really good. I just need to turn a little bit better. And DW, he said there's crush panels everywhere here in turn 1.
We know where they came from.
Yeah, and they're definitely crushed right now. That's pieces of aluminum you put up inside the wheel well between the body, the frame, and the body itself to keep the heat and everything out of the car. So when the tire flies apart, it just rips that right out of there.
And Darrell, I would prefer to put 4 tires on you right here, but this is one of those cautions with only 9 laps. You may see guys rolling the dice and trying now. Find out, get information now how your car acts on 2 tires.
Yeah, if I felt like I had a good car and it helped me get up in the field a little bit, I'd go for it. See all that debris? I mean, I noticed a number of the cars, they just all got a little bit of paper hung down there. And how can they help it? With that big splitter down there and the braces and everything, it's going to pick up about anything that's on the track.
And as we saw in Tony Stewart's car the last pit stop, you got to be careful getting that debris out of there, or that splitter will put you to the ground.
Like I mentioned, it's been 9 laps since that last restart. Let's see what goes on pit road here. I think you're going to see it be a very busy place. It depends on 2 tires or 4 tires. You know you want to fill it up with Sunoco fuel. Krista, I'm sure some adjustments as well. Krista.
2 tires or 4, that was the call, what they were going to do. Carl said, maybe 2, and they said, it's a long race. Let's go for 4. Dick?
Greg Biffle called for the chassis adjustment that just been put in the car, asked about 2 or 4. Crew chief Derek Irwin decided on 4. That's what they're doing. Matt.
And Jeff Gordon's team already made a chassis adjustment, working on the balance of this race car to Steve.
Matt, the 48 and the 9 in. The 9 says he's just a little bit too loose at 3 and 4. They made a track bar adjustment. We see tires only on the 48.
I know one car that looks like they went with 2 tires. I think you'll see him right here. Robbie Gordon in the 7 car picked up 16th position, but for the most part, I think everybody went with 4. Go the safe route. 2 for Jeff Burton in the 31 car.
4th caution flag of the day. Make that of the evening here in Fontana. You're watching NASCAR on Fox. They've just waved the green flag to restart the Auto Club 500 after a caution for debris. Jeff Burton took 2 tires. He restarted as the race leader, and off turn number 2, Jeff Gordon back to the front where he's been most of the day.
Boy, it's pretty obvious that car gets up off the corner now. I mean, he went around his teammate off of 2, and he just went around Jeff Burton like they're sitting still.
Gordon is the all-time lap leader here. 457 going into today, but in the last 7 races, he'd only averaged leading 7 laps per race. Tonight already, he's led 45 of the 60 we've completed.
I just think Jeff Gordon has realized he's got to win races. Finishing races is good. Got to win races.
But you know what I want to see, Darrell? I want to see that green 18 get up there, because I think we'll have us a race on our hand now, because Kyle Busch has now moved into the 6th position, looking now at Carl Edwards in the 99 for 5th.
But he's under fire from Greg Biffle.
Yeah, I'm not sure that car is quite that good just yet, Larry. I mean, he's driving the wheels off of it, but I think his handling package might be just a little bit shy of the other 4 in front of him.
But I believe that's about the first time he's been passed today by that 16 car, Greg Biffle. Jeff Burton lost the 2nd spot to Jimmy Johnson in the 48, definitely paying the price for those 2 tires right now, as he's also under fire from Carl Edwards in the 99, Casey Kane in the 9.
There's no substitute for Mr. Feelgoods. I can tell you. You throw those stickers on there and it'll light that race car up for a while.
And you know, Darrell, there was a time here at this racetrack, you know, we've been racing here for 11 years, that 2 tires would work because the track had plenty of grip, but it's lost grip now.
Casey Kane makes the pass on Burton as Mayfield comes to pit road. Caution is out, turn 4.
Joe Nemechek in the 78 car.
Just spun her around, looked like.
Dale Earnhardt Jr. back in the race. He made a lap, came around to pit road.
I had a flat.
Riding with Junior as he comes to his pit. And let's see.
He definitely got
something happened. It just started swerving.
Right side of your screen. Here comes Nemechek into
like
view.
I got a flat tire or loose wheel or something.
No, I'd say that 15 was where what the swerving started from. Man, that was, goodness gracious, how close could it be? Truex again.
Yeah.
His left rear tire is flat right there.
It's definitely flat. The left rear is definitely soft.
Yep.
But I tell you, he got awfully tight. The 15 car forced him up the hill pretty good, getting into turn 3. Too.
Yeah, and there's damage on the left rear corner of Joe's car,
See
so
what?
there may
See
have
the
been
15
contact.
down, but Joe's already loose. I see that now.
Yeah, they never got together, it didn't look like.
It's his left rear tires down.
But I tell you what, also, that is a nature of this car. I think the problem he had was the left rear, but we've seen that a lot. When you get on the inside of one of these cars, it almost pushes the back end around. But he definitely had a flat left rear.
So, Chris, it puts us under the 5th caution flag of the evening at lap 64.
The Auto Club 500 on Fox, powered by Q Motor Oil, is sponsored by Chevy. The most wins in NASCAR history. An American Revolution.
We've been talking all day long about the debris either around the racetrack and how it's been getting under the front and nose of these cars and how it can really mess things up. But this is one other thing I want to point out, guys. When they come down pit road, it's not like it used to be where you could reach up and clean the grill real easy. With the way these new splitters are designed, you've got these strut adjusters that are in here. So when the guy goes in to clean the grill, not only is he trying to get in a very unusual place, but when he reaches across, he has to almost stick his hand underneath here. Now, we've already seen where Mr. Dean on the 20 car got ran over by the splitter. So you can imagine if you don't get your hand out quick enough, you could wind up going for a pretty wild ride. So these make it extra hard to clean these grills. So when you're having a day like this, you can't use that long pole like we used to just to clean the grill off. A guy literally has to reach underneath here, clean the debris off, and remember, get your hand out of the way before somebody drops the clutch.